All right, so I've got Mike with here with a quick case study, et cetera. I want to make sure that all you guys understand that we don't use last names, okay, for a reason. So don't be searching Mike's Facebook profile to ping him and to try to find information in regards to Mike. Mike's a real estate agent. He's been in our program, having some great success. So anytime we have folks that are willing and able to speak to the masses a little bit and share some success stories, we like to get on the phone with them and record a call and do a case study. So, Mike, thanks for your time. For one thing,
anytime. Absolutely,
I appreciate it. You're certainly a rock star, and you're implementing our Digital Agent Mastery program quickly and having some great success. So, why don't you just kind of maybe just go through your backstory as to who you are. Don't use your last name, but who you are. When you got into real estate, all that good stuff, and then we'll get into kind of why you got into the program, et cetera.
Sure. So my name's Mike, obviously. Got into real estate about just under a decade ago. One of those situations where ended up getting into the industry just kind of through fate is the way I look at it. Was working a part-time job for a sign company, was managing sign programs for multiple accounts, local builder accounts in the local areas and the local markets. And one of the reps pulled me to the side. They needed an assistant, and they saw something in me, gave me a shot, and it's been history since. So started working with a builder did about 5 years with them. So worked in new construction and sales and management for about 5 years, built a decent book of business up and just said, you know what, I'm going to go off my license and, start my own branch and, kind of do my own thing. So definitely familiar with a lot of different areas, products, ways to generate leads, way to pay for leads, things like that. Now I've been off my own for another about 5 years and have some team members under me that are going to help me continue to ramp things up here in the future.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yep.
Now, what state are you in, Mike?
I'm in Ohio.
Ohio. Okay.
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
Great. I always like to reference where you are.
Sure.
Cool. So, it's funny how everyone's backstory is a little bit different how they got into the business, right? Like
Definitely.
I got into the business, on the mortgage side, like I don't know, 18 years ago or so, because I had worked with I was selling at a company. I don't want to tell you which company it was, but it was an IT company. I was selling. We were making a lot of money, and it was right around 9/11, and our territory was New York.
Okay.
My territory was New York City, and our whole team, like literally, was dismantled because of just everything that happened.
Right.
So a buddy of mine, or my team member of mine, had been in the mortgage industry for like 10 years prior to him going over to the IT company that I worked for, and they and it was history. Like I've been in the business ever since. So it's funny when you hear it was really kind of unfortunately 9/11 that got me into the real estate industry and mortgage industry, and then I'm still in it. So tell me, the audience, et cetera, kind of why you get into wanting to generate leads on your own. And then let's talk about some of your successes that you've had and how long you've been in the program for about 30 days or so, right?
Yeah. So joined right at the beginning of the new year. Took me had to kind of take my time as I was working with team members training, life and business, of course, and got the program running. And when I had it running for about 30 days is where I saw a good amount of results coming in. 5 active leads that I've been working with, 1 that's in contract. So within a short period of a month, the money I put in is obviously going to pay for itself and more. So it's, the system works. You just got to, put your head down and plug away, get everything set up, and the rest is good to go from there. So the reason why this interested me the most compared to other lead generation services is because you have control over it. Unlike a lot of the other ones, there's your third parties that charge X and Y for certain zip codes, certain areas. 1, they're usually shared. 2, you never really know where they're getting that lead from. Are they pulling it from the phone book? Are they, are they just compiling it from data on the internet? It just seemed like as I worked through multiple different lead gen services that the quality seemed poor, and I didn't have much control over different ways to target those leads. It was pretty much just pay this amount each month or year, and we'll give you X amount of leads, and who knows how many you'll convert. For me, that just wasn't going to cut it. So the fact that you can, customize what you want to target, who you want to get, how you want to drop them into your CRM, how you want to respond to them. I like how you control it from the back end to the front, and really control your business that way. So that's what really intrigued me about this, and why I got on the line with Chris and some of the sales guys, and ended up moving forward.
Okay, cool. So are you saying? So I just want to make sure I understand. So
yeah.
As far as the success that you've had right now, out of the leads that you've generated, you're working with 5 active buyers already?
5 active buyers. One of those buyers is a seller and a buyer. So they're a double side.
Oh, okay. Very cool. So you're going to get 2 sides. How much ad spend?
So I started off right around 5 a day. I fluctuated up at one point, I think for almost like a 2-week span, to $7 a day. So again, not a crazy amount of ad spend, man. I mean, I literally look at what, my percentage of people are coming through the pipeline, and the ones who are responding, 25% response rate. I mean, just off of the 5 people that I'm working with and the 1 in contract for, minimal ad spend, totally worth it, which is why I'm super amped to really get this thing pumped up. This was just on a regular Homes List campaign. So nothing fancy, nothing special. Went in there, tweaked it a little bit, but it works, guys. It works.
Yeah. So you probably spent, I don't know, a few $100 and you get 2 stocks, right?
Yeah, right around like 200, right around there.
And so what's your average sales price?
So the one I'm in right now, it's right around 220,000 from that buyer. The one that's a sell and a buy, that'll be a total of probably right around 300 or so. So I mean, again, ROI, you're not gonna match that ROI anywhere else.
That's kind of crazy. So you probably get, I don't know, let's just say it's $500,000 worth of transactions. Mm-hmm. I don't know, so maybe you make 10 grand or so, right? Yep. Cool. That's awesome, man. I mean, it's unbelievable. So you spend a couple $100 and plus the cost, right? Like you always have to look at the cost, right?
Sure.
So let's say with a couple $100 in ad spend plus the cost of the program or the education, right?
Yep.
So for $2,200, you're going to make about 10 grand, and then it's gravy from there because it's just ad spend. So
you got that right.
That's not a bad. That's I always you always well, should you really count the cost of the education, in the program? Well, kind of into the initial ROI. So I mean, look. It's still like 5 times your money. So if somebody said, "Hey, listen, if I give you, I'm going to give you $5 for every dollar you give me," I'd be happy.
For sure, I'll take that deal all day. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And it'll only get better, obviously because you don't have that initial investment, and as you keep going and spending money, if you can grab a couple buyers a couple contracts every single month.
Yep.
For a few $100s in ad spend, that's a lot. That's a serious ROI. So
I agree.
Cool.
I agree.
You mentioned in one of our training sessions, you had mentioned that you had started working or started marketing with new homes.
So due to my past relationships and me just working in the new home business, I was familiar with a lot of builders locally here are just very open to partnering up with realtors, trying to come up with creative strategies to advertise and bring in leads, of course, that eventually can translate the leads coming into the model homes and turning into new home sales, essentially. So I reached out after I felt dangerous enough to go sit down in front of people and really explain this program, in and out, and show them the actual results that I was getting off my Homes List campaign. I reached out to some of those relationships that I continued to maintain while I was, off my own on the realtor side. And every single one of them was just, whoa, wow. I mean, let's go. I mean, there's no hesitation, especially when you tell them how much money you're spending on these things. I mean, a lot of these companies are used to thousands and thousands of upfront commitment. And that's when, most of them kind of creep back and say, you know what, feed me a deal or two, and then I can go my boss and we can go from there. One of those kind of deals. So, I'm kind of utilizing it as a tool in my back pocket where I'm gonna run the program. I'm gonna maintain the clients, and then I'm gonna feed them to whatever builder and whatever rep is, necessary based upon what I find out from those clients. So it's definitely became a really good tool in my back pocket because, let's be honest, lenders, title companies, new home reps, there's thousands of us realtors out there. A lot of them do the same things. A lot of them have the same ways to generate their business. From what I'm experiencing and seeing out there, this is something different compared to what everyone else is doing out there. A lot of people are just kind of relying on the buy into a service, a lot of money, they run it from top to bottom, and they just shoot you out the leads. So this had a lot more control and customization. You want to turn it off, go on vacation, turn it off and go on vacation. You know what I mean? It just allows a lot of flexibility, which people like.
Yeah. Awesome. And the other thing too is I always say, listen, you're learning a skill too.
Definitely.
So you can pay somebody to do it for sure, but it's almost like you could charter this is the analogy I use with some people. Like you can charter me to catch a fish, or I could teach you to fish so you can kind of eat for a lifetime. And that's I like to teach people how to fish. So
I like that a lot.
And then there's some people that they just always want to charter a boat, right? They're not a boat person. They want you to go out and catch the fish, hook them, and then they just want to reel them in. Yeah, that's fine too. That's fine too. But
I've always noticed I'm one of those why people. You teach me how to do something, or tell me how to do something, and I'm going to say, well, why? Why do you do it that way? So when you get into these services that control it, they're not going to answer any of that. Hey, this is the service. This is how we do it. Take it or leave it. So, so the overall flexibility, and you're right, just being able to control it, the knowledge that you're going to have forever on how to run these things. And, social media marketing is not slowing down here anytime soon. So
no, I don't think so. I think we're, we've just seen the beginning of it, to be honest.
I agree.
So listen, man, I know you're super busy, and I appreciate your time. You're going to continue to kill it, and you're in the group all the time. Don't be a stranger. Obviously, if you need anything,
we'll do.
Pop in and let us know what you need. But I appreciate you, man, and continue, doing what you're doing.
I will, man. I appreciate all the support and help. And anyone that's second guessing this program, just think about investing in yourself. Just like anything that you're going to learn and acquire skill set, invest in yourself. This is a very unique program. Take advantage of it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. I do.
You're welcome.
We'll talk soon.
Yep. Have a great day.
All right. You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.